Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 43 of the Stay at Home Sons podcast. I'm Thomas Tarter coming at you solo tonight with a review of Meridian Waste. Now, I'm going to start off with a synopsis. The film starts off with this guy cleaning his landlord's yard because he is so poor that he can't even afford a belt for his pants. Now, the first thought that I had at this scene was if he's so poor that he can't even afford a belt for his own pants, then why does he have a roommate? Because a roommate would imply that he would have to pay rent. So I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. How is he paying rent if he can't even afford a belt for his own pants? Anyway, so basically he's doing these odd jobs, cleaning his landlord's yard, moving tires, stuff like that. And it's kind of funny when his pants keep falling down because he doesn't have a belt. He's even like raking at one point with his pants off. It was pretty funny. But after he's done at work, he um he comes home to his roommate, and his roommate is making some kind of blue vial, and nobody really knows what it is, but his roommate basically says, "Look, I'm going on vacation. Don't touch this blue vial that I made in the refrigerator." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, I won't touch it. Of course I won't touch it." Naturally, of course, he touches it, and we follow him throughout most of this movie in like I guess if you want to call it like a trance state or like a drug induced state. And we go from flashbacks of his day at work to just him lying down on the beach. And couple these transition scenes between the the drug induced state that he's in are some of my favorites for two reasons. First, I really like the ominous music at the in between the scenes. I really was a fan of that. And I also liked the blue effect that they kind of used. Like there was like blue lighting, and there were like it's kind of weird to describe. It was almost like like they drew like water droplets or something. It's kind of hard to describe. You have to see it yourself to see what I'm talking about. But I really, really liked the transition scenes between his his trans like drug induced state. I thought that those were really well done. And at the end of the movie, it turns out that he was asleep for almost an entire week. And naturally, of course, he gets fired for this. And it's kind of one of my other favorite scenes in this movie was when the his boss left him a note when he finally does go back to work saying basically in with some words I don't know if I can repeat on the podcast, and then it just basically says I wrote this 5 days ago, and by the way, you're fired. So then he finally sees his roommate um back home, and his roommate's like, "You didn't touch this, did you?" And he's like, "No, no, no, of course I didn't touch this." And then it's like, well, I thought it was kind of funny too when he's like, um, hypothetically, if I did touch this, what would have happened? And then the roommate I guess takes some of it too, and then it kind of ends with like both of them in like that trans drug state or whatever it's called. So I mean, yeah, I mean, this is definitely worth a watch. I just couldn't really understand what it was about just because like most of it is in like that drug induced state that they're in because of this blue vial that the roommate made. So I'm trying to figure out like what exactly the movie's about. But like I think that we're just supposed to kind of like go along for the ride. We're just supposed to like kind of like see him in this drug induced state as he tries to figure out his life because like he's barely able to make it by. He's living with a roommate, can't figure out his life, can't even find a job really. So, I mean, I thought it was really well produced. I just wish that there would have been more, I guess, narration, if you want to call it that. So, that's just my overall take on the film Meridian Waste. And that'll be all for today's episode of the Stay at Home Sons podcast. And remember, stay at home.